heavier on this side. Okay, hold it down for us. I appreciate you being over here. It's all good. Happy Tuesday. Anybody got any wins? Anything good going on? Hey, learn anything yesterday?
So much.
Did you learn a whole lot? I saw you got a couple of books in your passenger seat. We getting after. It's good.
I'm only reading one.
Okay, there it is. I love a lie first thing in the morning. All right. All right. Anybody remind me, since we're ready to jump right in, anybody remind me what we talked about yesterday? Curiosity, yes, absolutely. This is the key to you being good at follow-up in real estate. Curiosity. When you change your approach in real estate from follow-up means I have to get appointments or I have to sell houses to I just have to find out which bucket these people fit into, you will become much, much better at follow-up and it will be much easier for you to do. Okay, curiosity is the key to being good at follow-up. Love it. We talked about 3 buckets. Anybody remember what the 3 buckets are? No, we need 4 buckets here for some. Hot, warm, and cold. Yeah, hot. Warm. Drawings almost exactly the scale. Anybody know which one of these buckets has the fewest amount of people in it? Yeah, the hot, for sure. And I really want you guys to get this concept because you have to really respect how many people you or what you consider a hot lead. This is somebody who is going to sign a contract again in the next 0 to 60 days. And on average, you should have between 0 and 20 people in here. Okay, we talked about this. If you want to close 1 deal every month, you need to have 4 hot leads ready to do something. Okay. The reason you have to have 4 is because out of the 4, one's going to change their mind. One's going to need more time. One's going to get flat out denied or something's going to happen that changes their life circumstances. They're going to change their mind. And then one person's going to follow through and actually sell something or buy or sell a house from you. Okay. This is why you got to have 4 hot leads every month for every 1 person you want to close. There should only be between 0 and 20 hot leads in your life at any given time. Is anybody currently consistently selling more than 5 homes a month? Show of hands. Perfect. Then if you have more than 20 hot leads, something is wrong. One of these leads is actually not a hot lead. You might want to talk to these people and find out who doesn't belong in this bucket, who's not serious. Okay, we're going to talk about that today. Warm leads. This can be anywhere from 20 to 100 people. Okay, remember, as a real estate agent, your job is to talk to a massive amount of human beings. This is 20 to 100 people that are up to a year out. Okay. Okay. And this is every one of us. Thousands of people. Okay, yesterday we practiced our conversation in terms of hot leads. What is the #1 goal when you're talking to a hot lead? To somebody who is ready, willing, and able to sign a contract in the next 2 months. What is your 100% goal every time you talk to one of these people?
Get face to face.
To get face to face, right? We don't sign contracts over the phone. We don't sign contracts over Zoom. None of that stuff happens. You need to get a face to face, and a Zoom is a face to face. But we don't sign contracts over the phone, so you've got to get a face to face meeting in order to give yourself an opportunity to actually get one of these contracts signed. Okay, your 100% goal is a face to face appointment. I want you to really think about this. Put yourself in a scenario. How many people have ate at a restaurant in the last 90 days? Show of hands. Anybody ate at a restaurant in the last 90 days? And I'm not talking Burger King, that doesn't count. Burger King people. I'm talking about a place where you sit down and the waiter comes and takes your order and then they bring you some food. Has anybody done that in the last 90 days? Show of hands.
Mouth is health.
Love that. There's a few of us. Yes, some of us went to our team event and this happened. Okay, I want you to put yourself in that scenario right now. Think about this. You are at the restaurant, you are sitting at your table, you are ready to order, and you don't know where your waiter is, okay? If you are ready to order, how soon do you wanna see your waiter?
Immediately.
Right now. Right now. I want you to understand, that's where these people are in their real estate, at their real estate table. They know their order and they are ready to order right now. It is time for you to set up an appointment with them right now. Okay? This is where you get over the fear of, I'm bothering people, they don't wanna hear from me, yada, 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 et cetera, all the things we tell ourselves to avoid making these phone calls. These people want to hear from their waiter, not now, RAT, right now. Okay? Warm leads. Anything else I need to touch on here? We're gonna come back to this. Okay, warm leads. These people, they haven't even sat at the table yet. Do they need to see a waiter yet? No, they're still waiting for a table. Okay? Big key here. What is the number one goal when you're talking to these warm leads?
Establish timeline.
Establish a timeline. Okay? We need to find out, when do you actually plan on doing this thing? Is the timeline that we set up still valid? Okay, if somebody tells you they want to buy in 12 months, how soon do you need to talk to them?
6 months.
6 months, whatever they give you, you're gonna cut it in half. Okay, why are we gonna cut it in half?
See if anything changed and establish it.
Because things change, yes, and because we know they're up to 12 months out, we're just gonna make sure that timeline is still valid. Has anything changed? Are you still happy with the plan? Are we good to go? Now we have a plan, you know who you're gonna call when it comes time for this, or if anything changes in between now and 6 more months from now. Okay, and so now, after 12 months, they're 6 months away, then when are you gonna call
3 months.
them? 3 months, perfect, and in that 3 months, what are we gonna find out? The timeline again, hey, 3 months, we said 3 months, is that still the timeline? And somewhere along this 3 months, you're gonna call them when again? In a month and a half, yeah, about 6 weeks, we're gonna call them again, and then we're gonna say, hey, we're 6 weeks away from our deadline. Is the timeline still the timeline? And they're gonna say, yeah, absolutely, we're gonna do this, and now what happens to these people?
They moved to
Yeah, they move to a new bucket, and now we're having a different conversation. Okay, follow-up just gets very, very easy, because all we're doing is finding out where do people live in here, and is it time for you to move from warm to hot? Or from warm to cold, we'll call you when we get to you. Or do they need to just disappear from your life altogether because they drain your energy? Is that a question?
Yeah.
What's up?
What if they are undecided on?
That's cold.
I love that. Aloha asks, what if they're undecided on the timeline? And Mark has a quick answer. He's ready for this one. What do you
That's
say?
cold. That's cold.
They're cold to you. Why do you say cold?
Because they don't even know what they want. If they want something, they're gonna know when they want it. And so if they don't know when, they don't actually want it.
I love that. I love that. People who are not clear, again, remember, when the vision is clear, the sacrifice is easy. When the vision is not clear, anything will stop these people from being able to accomplish their goal of buying a home, if that is the goal, right? So if they are not clear, it is not time to move them into this bucket, because everything and anything will get in their way. These are the people who will get a traffic ticket and they will say, sorry, that's $60. That's gonna stop you from buying a home this year. I promise you, it will be anything. My electric bill went up this year and I just don't think we're gonna be able to afford the utilities in this place. I can't do it. Okay, sure, that $60 is stopping you from making the biggest leap that you've ever made. No chance. You just don't know what you want, and that's okay. Let's just stay put. Let's not change anything. Let's not shake up your life for something that you're not sure you want yet. Okay? And that's the conversation. Hey, let's just stay put for now. Or you can ask a reverse selling question. Somebody give me the reverse selling question for somebody who's unclear.
Shoot me straight is an option to stay where you are and not buy it all.
Hold on, say it a little louder, one more time, very clearly, so the whole room can hear you.
Shoot me straight is an option to stay where you are and not buy it all.
Understand the power of a question like this for somebody who has no idea what they want. Be honest with me. Is it an option to just stay put and not shake things up, not ruin your life, not cause all this unnecessary stress of you trying to figure out where to move to? Is it an option to do that? And somebody who is unclear is gonna say, yes, please, let's keep my life simple. Let's relax, let's pump the brakes. I feel much better not changing the status quo. Okay, cold leads. What is your 100% goal with cold leads? Referrals, absolutely. Okay, if you need a, we're gonna talk just a little bit about what these scripts look like, okay? Has anybody ever looked at our just listed, just sold script? Okay, if you haven't done so in a while, I'm gonna encourage you, go to rockyagent.com/links, where you see the link at the bottom of your scripts there. You'll find a script book for the just listed, just sold script. Okay, there is a phenomenal conversation to start a just listed, just sold that could set you up for a referral. Something to the effect of, where do you live now? How do you like it? Wonderful. Do you know any of the neighbors that I need to get out of your neighborhood because you're tired of looking at them? Okay, great, no big deal. Listen, if anything comes up, you know who to call for real estate. Great. Anything you guys need from me right now? All right, we'll talk to you next time Dallas comes on. Okay, these are all the other people that you know, all the other people that just need to know your name in case they do something. Okay. But these are some of these people are people you invite to client appreciation events, that you talk to 1 to 4 times a year. We don't spend a lot of time in this one. Okay, when people get over here, they live over here. This is where email marketing and social media, that's what takes care of these people. These people are getting phone calls. These people are getting phone calls, texts, and emails. And you're gonna show up and knock on their door if they tell you. By the way, this timeline thing that I was talking about, this is the other thing I want to talk to you about. When somebody gives you a timeline, you always cut it in half. Okay, so if a for sale by owner says, give us till next week, we're gonna find an agent next week. What's gonna happen next week?
They're already listed.
The house is already listed by the time you get to next week, so if you waited till next week, guess who just lost? You. Guess who should have been at their door 2 days ago? Also you, okay? So when people give you a timeline, you're gonna cut it in half. Especially people in this bucket, you might cut it, 4. Somebody who says, call me next Monday, means come over this week. Somebody who says, call me in 2 weeks, means come to my house tonight. Somebody who says, I think we wanna buy the next month. Like, okay, let's do our buyer presentation this month, let's get a face-to-face as soon as possible. And then at the end of that buyer pres, a lot of them say, has anybody had this experience? Hey, can we start now? Has it happened to anybody with buyer pres? Yeah, absolutely. And it will continue because once they go to buyer pres, they're super clear, aren't they? All the time. Yes. Okay, so today, what I want you to practice, we practiced yesterday this hot conversation, right? This is the easy one. You guys are very familiar with this. We do this one a lot. Okay, we're trying to get an appointment. Today, I want you to use your scripts and I want you to decide where to change it. We'll talk about where you decided to change the script that's in front of you. You know where the flex questions are, you know where the opportunities to change this, and you know what the goal of this conversation is. I want you to see if you can have the conversation with somebody on what does the warm lead conversation sound like? Can you be curious about their situation? Can you find out what's going on? Can we get clear on why we're doing this again? Can we get clear on a timeline and not feel like you have to push for an appointment because you got very clear on where they stand and where they're trying to go, okay? Last but not least, the last thing I want to talk about with follow-up. We talked about when you're ready to order and you don't know where your waiter is, how soon do you want to see your waiter? Okay, now I want to flip this for you guys. One of the things Eric talked about yesterday was, never mind, I apologize. We're gonna save that for the end, we're gonna talk about that at the end. We will talk about that at the end. Let's practice this warm lead conversation. Can you get clear on the timeline with a partner? And then we'll come back and we'll talk about that at the very end of this conversation, all right? All right, find a partner. We're gonna practice for about 15-ish minutes. 15-ish minutes. Can you get good at the warm lead conversation? Somebody close by. It's still soft. You're very clear. It is soft.
Do you want to partner with me?
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love it, rock and roll.
Are we incredible?
You and I last week we talked about routines. Okay.
Work is been, how are you today?
What do you remember about that conversation?
Your day is scheduled to a point where.
Anything that's not for the day.
This is the,
Yeah, I think we're gonna follow.
Things can be thrown in, let's say, I can say that later.
Yeah, well, I don't thought of changing about you.
Yes,
Would you?
great, okay, do you remember?
Probably not the right word, but.
No, you got the idea, you got it, that's funny.
So we're moving pretty quick.
So tell me about your routine.
Mornings, I do have more on
Yeah, just kidding, don't get- How are you guys doing in your place now?
if I have any outside.
Oh, yeah, we're feeling like
Yes.
And,
Go ahead. Remind me, maybe,
You know,
we need to make that. Why don't-
It, word.
and then I always that would make,
Get out and see, have our own. After.
All of the other. I love it, okay.
and then afternoons here, anything else in the meeting.
What should we use? It just-
What's that?
Absolutely. What'd you say?
We'll hold off on that, we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow, because we're gonna get to cold and just what is that, what are some things you might talk about with cold? So we'll get to that, but that one's not yet.
And updated.
And update conferences you.
Buy a house sometime in the next.
And we're not
January.
looking for-
Your opportunity.
You're gonna find out. What if they're a month out?
Okay, so.
You have like conversations going on right now.
Oh, it's a light day.
They grow up fast, too.
Exactly. That's not. But.
So, I mean, to have.
Also,
designated-
it's pretty good.
That's how it's going, like,
That's access to all of our passwords for
Yeah.
literally everything. And so with the 24-hour band or whatever, you can put like input. Login.
That's right.
Like in the basement. I mean, it's how I manage it on
No,
basement.
like,
Or-
you're saying that those right? Is that the option?
But, yeah.
Yeah, you and I are gonna go through that shit.
No, is it not for you guys to stay where you are and give a special grant at that apartment, not paying for it, they're not putting it like.
Yeah, just think of all the questions that you got there. Yeah, really like, we'll just we go through and input them right now. If, well, it's actually where it's in your routine. Onboarding is not something that's in my routine, so if you have questions.
Get out of here.
Are you in there right now?
So,
Okay. I was
You
like,
see that
why?
little square, you're like, why is it moving? If you click on it, you can actually see, it'll show you the name, or you hover over it,
I'm like, why?
it'll tell you. Is my room working? Am I working? Yeah, it's like your boss, like, oh, why are you logged on at 7 PM? No, you're supposed to be done. Yes, this is what you'll be able
That'll
to.
totally.
Lee, are you the document inspector? Yeah, that's me.
Can we get
Your master bedroom has the office and playroom.
everybody else, like, if we're up to date, like, we would be, so.
They add our new people in.
We wanted our.
So I'm just gonna stay in this and I'll probably do.
So you guys do.
I'll do during the sun, like, usually. So I'm just gonna throw his name up top here.
What do we know?
And then, we'll do, offboarding next.
Well, you know.
I think that's second on your list anyway.
Have you guys spoken to that or the lender that I referred to you guys just to kind of see where you would.
What'd you
Did I
do?
not bring my phone?
No worries.
No, I don't think so.
I have all those beautiful things we can call it, so I'll just
Like, we're not.
the next day, if you need anything.
Doing anything.
It's just.
All of our. Might need it. Yes, might need it. You just might need it. Just might need it.
an extra
I
month.
think I brought around
Say that's right.
For the whole, that's good.
4 months.
Like it's a win, but it's not, it's, there's no hole, it's just fine, every month, but it's not like, yeah.
Was there anything, you know,
How long
right
you
now,
run it?
or any challenges you had in this?
I would say about 5 miles. That's the. 4 months. Is that? I think it's-
Oh, right.
You know, that's pretty much it, yeah, as long as it is not flat, you guys are here to make that move. Not that you guys don't necessarily, but they're making that move. You know, we could definitely look at that, like, it's not, you know, when we do make that move, what's gonna be the ideal housing for you?
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, more convenient, but it's 4 months away.
They're bringing-
Not-
he's going to help
the one-
want to do their tree.
Not- okay. Sometimes people are 4 months out, they get 1 or 2 months out, then they realize, oh, you know, like. So,
That's fair.
and then just remind me. No, I'm getting it.
But I
still-
I didn't get into the, you guys are 2 numbers right there.
Yeah,
And once it starts off, I'm in school one,
Once that. So what, you spell that.
yeah, I was having to say which one's which.
And then to see where you exactly you.
Uh,
on that.
That actually could have.
Mine doesn't,
I like red. And
sorry, not now, how does your man feel about that?
I choose how to go.
To the homeschooling or the military, like right now or else?
Red or Elmore.
So if you didn't go to homeschooling, would you be the one? to-
No, we're trying to convince my sister, she doesn't like the baker, we're trying to convince her to, start teaching. Take her one for a year, we do it like that. And,
So like.
she had like 5 or 6
Why
kids,
is-
like.
that's a silly going out.
But,
Last week, they-
So much it shows up, but it's not.
But I think that way we can get like a little bit, like get that every once in a while and like they'll
So
start
like this is true.
but, yeah,
Like it's not. Actually.
Did you get bit when you were growing up?
absolutely.
Is that why you are the way that you are?
Exactly.
That's why she's going on.
So you're looking at those like rental and.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be kind
Yeah.
of the property?
Well, the first.
You said, yeah, to be fair.
I think that one
God.
where it says,
Well, it's not really far, you know,
I love.
they didn't come up with a week and then I can.
or you see the picture.
Yeah,
That's just, I don't think so.
oh, I was like, there's.
Yeah, I just, yeah, no, that's just a font thing.
What was that?
Yeah, it's my social.
I'm just gonna have, we, are we gotta go ahead and start using area so again, so I don't know if you have any, groceries or anything.
Dairy and soy, I don't even eat dairy and soy myself, so I couldn't remember anything for you, but you know, I have a couple of guys in my office that are big on like keto.
That makes sense.
I don't think that would be good for your kid, but.
Yeah, I have no idea what's good.
It's just the font color.
I made them a ribeye steak and butter salad.
How about?
I agree.
And then just. Go black, and then I would just copy and paste that down, otherwise we'd have to read.
Well, sounds good. It sounds like we're still a couple of months out.
Next week.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, I mean, it's right then.
You can believe that now, because what's
You
happening.
know, that's a great question.
That's-
that was more
All I would
like-
probably recommend is talk with them.
Perfect, and if for something that we need.
I work with a couple of great vendors, so.
Yeah, we had to get rid of the iPhone group chat.
If, you know, if they would be, if you could be speaking with them.
I mean, absolutely.
Not that.
Or Google phone, or maybe Google phone.
No, that's.
She's like, it's gonna be every day.
Yes, it is.
Anything, or like, what's that generally look like?
I'm telling you, it works, it's an
Well,
effective.
I'm like. Fully.
But they can do a song.
Closer to that.
Just a hand.
We don't do it now.
You feel like.
And,
We feel like.
Well, yeah, I see this. Would you be able to talk?
Which one answered?
Oh, this one.
At the end.
Okay.
Well, I get that. I can set you up with 3 and then 4 p.m. tomorrow. And then
So that means you go to the business center and see. Right, or so you're.
Perfect, well, I'll go ahead and set up a group chat. And then you got the big contact on tomorrow morning. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to let me know. Sound good, Mark?
You just go to my drive.
Perfect, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, we look, see the.
Yeah, it's good. Look, so after.
Months after the
Or-
4 months.
It's
not
Three, yeah, 5 minutes.
Go to certified drive.
Are you?
It wasn't like official, like,
Five months.
but
Five
that
months.
was what.
Okay. You want to start looking?
Access to this one.
4 months.
You're
And
in
so
line. So. You'll just look right here
And like,
and see.
they, if they.
Currently done
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know this.
No, 2 months, no, that's 2 months notice, and out of that, if you give 2 months notice today, you can get a lease, or you get 2 months notice today. You can get a lease.
Oh my God.
2 months, you can get out at the
Also say.
end of the.
Most of them.
You have 2 months before your lease ends, you have to let them know where you're staying. Oh.
And the market.
So I'll follow up with you on a
Everything set now. Bottom, we're gonna get tax. So we, lift the playbook, running tracker, don't have to worry about any of that. We don't need to do that. Do that. So now we're gonna go to our attendance. Where it says attendance, we need to. And so.
Yeah.
Attendance is super there.
We've learned.
Yeah.
Well, because like, no one
So it's like all the way down to the bottom.
clients before they.
You're not
go out.
going to really
Don't
want
want
to
to
find
Right at the bottom.
The construction. It makes sense.
We're rolling my. I don't believe. I don't. I don't know.
Got
If I had Sarah, I would Sarah.
In the event that someone don't like it.
But I didn't do that.
Yeah, so I feel this one.
Yeah, what was the song? Oh,
So.
shout out to Mark Lorenzen. The song was Don't You Worry, Child. Don't you worry, child. See, heaven's got a plan for you.
That one we can X off, but then we have to go to agent roster, and they are not.
That is one to remember, ladies and gentlemen.
New agents will get added. And then. so you click, go to 10. Go back to that is when. And then. Yep. And then it's like all of the red. They've been, we just get a lead number 19 to 20.
I'm doing okay, more. How much is it? No, just been working away and just working out money so that way we might have a couple months. Oh, just.
Where it says.
8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Just gotta stay up, that's 1% down, they told me about.
I said that.
Were you the one that said
You know what, I'm sure. That's sad, this stuff. How you would do be very excited. I'm not sure. It's definitely something I'm sure. I mean, is that, say, at that point, you guys.
Well, I thought you had to put 20% down and get 2.32. So we just been saying not the last couple of years.
Nothing wrong with David, but.
16's the cut.
16 the list of our.
Yeah.
32 for
I just want to put it, I just think. So.
Grade 8 on.
Javin and all that, man. They're both. Yeah.
Diane is.
Great question. Just the growth amount, this be a great conversation. And I don't know, that alone.
That'll be on the, it'll be your routing sheet, your bio sheet.
Great.
Absolutely.
And
I'm usually
Right
available.
Huh?
I'm more interested in learning more about contracts like that.
Well,
Have
There has to be.
Don't you worry, don't you worry.
60 seconds, finally play stop, 60 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the warm conversation. Hey, listen, Mark, I know we talked back in June about you guys moving in December. Is that still the plan? Oh, it's moved up. Okay. When are you guys thinking about making that move? Oh, we need to do it in the next 30 days.
It'd be nice.
Okay.
So, absolutely, yeah, we just gonna go back into create this extra class, man. Yeah, but I would recommend, just have a conversation. Yeah. And I would put And then. Absolutely, I mean, if you're a hundred. That is not.
I wanna say that's already been done, so we gave Shayla a heads up. To send Rocky emails to the MCA.
Yes, that's, we already started that. Yep.
So we get to check that one off as well.
Yeah.
Right. Share the following. Terrible files. So. We will go back to the drive.
Maybe
Beautiful, lovely. We'll- We're gonna go through. No, we didn't. Could be an ongoing.
What are we looking at?
Sure.
No, nothing that
Really should be.
You know, my parents are.
We know that that's something
So,
like that.
you know, food, you should- food, anybody can have it around the street.
So.
Yeah, but I want my house, maybe I go into an apartment, it'll be easier. But I would.
And that's not one that. We have. That's.
They're moving, 10 and 12. Well, like, let's get a little organized, I'll be out of the house. You know, if I get out of there, that's where it'd probably be easier. I'll move around the house.
It's smart. Basically, we're looking over, stop this in.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Ideally, yeah, hang out.
Yeah.
Just to know where you're gonna go. So technically, are you looking for a share?
But what numbers are now?
I was already, it's not like 6 months, we just got on record, we'll kind of put it in, and then you already ready for round two. No, I mean, that makes sense. So, I mean, when would.
You know, if the right place to put on. No, we're not.
Are you just sharing the junction?
It's not the whole thing, maybe so early, we don't want to share.
Want to be ready and.
The whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just. Everybody was there. Here, the Google Doc, over state. But that doesn't exist. So. We're gonna see, we're gonna. Continue that.
Talk about it. Get the other one.
Again, they just change where we don't. We need.
So if you haven't seen, you'll be able to make some question for it. But it's your question. We want her to find it. What's better than that? These, okay.
That sounds better.
Going down the list, we're gonna see what's next. That is the first step.
So there's just first things that we're.
So, it's.
Yeah. Now, they can, go through, just walk through inside. Okay. When we're like, checking out. Maybe another.
Probably, yeah.
And so like all this, they don't know. It's so it's just, there should be. Like share one of it is to be able to. It really does for this.
I was gonna say, 'cause that
Make sure. But. Love to be honest.
Who am I, who's gonna be following?
Yeah, the one's on the break. Let's get to that.
Can you take a very quick look at this? And see if it's something-
that would have been.
Yeah. It could be.
Well, we're getting on to get this. Now we just have to make sure that they have some media files, you know. Well, we only got to one place and then they go.
So you have part of the work on like.
No, I didn't want to go into she, big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right. That's a big. And Bruce, you all had that.
In a perfect world, I never give you all.
Yeah.
So this option, you could be ready and get all kinds of stuff in the house that you're.
So, great information. But
I think so.
I don't know.
That's it. What do you think owns in that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that is,
Okay, all right, guys, let's get back together. Let's talk about this. Let's talk for just a second. Oh, man. Eric is killing the game. Are you gonna set the appointment or not? The guy is dang. Dang. He's begging for it. Good night. He loves to talk. What they say in Shrek? I can walk Oh, man.
I would just send it.
There it is. Good man. Yes.
No worries, if you can.
Yeah, I'm glad we got there. Not gonna lie, like 5 minutes earlier, I was like, dang, Eric, come on. It sounds like you're gonna be ready sooner than later. So why don't we just do this so that you're ready in case the perfect one pops up?
He was showing him a bunch of ways to do.
I love this. Yeah, I felt that. I know it was a training thing.
Training.
I feel that.
Trying to show all the different ways that I can dig deep.
I need to find that Marvel mentality, right? Over that.
I was teaching.
I love this. I love this.
Now, in reality, would I have actually waited that long? Absolutely not. I would have about, like I said, 7
Yeah.
minutes before that. I would have been like, hey, why don't I just go over and check out the house? Make sure the house is ready to roll.
Sounds like you're closer than you think.
Yeah, sounds like we're more ready than we actually think.
You actually just. I could tell you were as well.
Yeah, I was thinking for, making sure you heard all the stuff.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Very quickly, anybody learn anything today? Yes, good. Love it. One thing that I just want to talk about with you quickly, since we're running out of time, is we talk about follow-up. The number one word you gotta remember for follow-up is curiosity. Okay? Curiosity, your ability to be a master detective and really find out the details of what's going on will enable you to take people from where they are to where they actually want to be. Curiosity is where we are. Okay, that is the absolute number one most paramount thing you got to keep in mind. Okay, and I want to just give you this little nugget as we're talking about this. We're going to talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. And your job in being curious is to eliminate the gray. Everybody say eliminate the gray.
Eliminate the gray.
Okay, what the heck does that mean? What do I mean when I say eliminate the gray?
Super clear.
Black and white.
Make sure they know what they want.
Yes, we want an answer. Okay, whatever the answer is, does not matter. If the answer is absolutely not, hell no, I never want to work with you ever in my life. How soon do you want to know that information?
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Why?
Because they're.
To the next.
I don't want to waste one more second of my life in this relationship if we are never, ever, 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 ever gonna do anything together. And that's okay. I just need to know right now, so I can spend the rest of this time with all of these people who do want to do something in the next 60 days. Building relationships with all these people who are going to do something over time. And building a brand so that these people will send me all of their friends for the rest of eternity and the rest of time. Okay? If somebody's not gonna work with you, you wanna know right now, your job is just to eliminate the gray. When people say, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a year or 2 years or 5 or 20, where do they live? In here. No, pick a bucket. Eliminate the gray. They are here. We'll get to you when we get to you. I promise you. These people need me right now. They're ready to order. Okay? Eliminate the gray and use your skills of asking great questions, Socratic style, open-ended questions that invite people into the conversation, that invite people to tell you about their lives. And I promise you, follow-up gets easier and easier and easier when you just get to the point of eliminating the gray, finding out. We're just sorting all the people to find out where they belong. Okay, what kind of conversation are we gonna have? And then when we get there, let's just have it. Cool.
One thing, if somebody's in that cold bucket and they're like, oh, it could be a couple of years, could be 3 years. One thing I always say is, and it kind of leads me into the next question, is I always throw out, well, hey, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm gonna be ready whenever you're ready. But in the meantime, if you run into anybody that you know that's looking into real estate, then you go into referrals. Right? But that way you let them know, like, hey, I'm still your guy, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere at all. When you're ready, I'm ready. That kind of thing.
I love this. That is phenomenal advice, especially for referrals, when we identified they're in the cold bucket. And again, to eliminate the gray, what if you asked somebody a question like, Jay, you sounds like it could be a year, could be 5 years. So let me ask you, when would it make sense for me to follow back up with you? What does Jay now have to do?
Give you a
Come
thing.
up with an answer.
He has to answer the question. His brain won't let him not answer the question. Okay, so Jay, just so I can be respectful of your time, when would it make sense for me to follow back up with you?
Why don't you give me a call sometime next year?
Sometime next year.
Yeah.
Perfect. I've got you down for the 1st of January, or should be the second. Are you gonna be hungover on the 1st?
No.
Perfect. You're getting one on the 1st, and then I'll call your neighbor on the 2nd, because I know they're gonna be hungover. So, all right, I'll catch up with you then, and if anything comes up in the meantime, I'll be here all the time, selling lots of houses, so if anything comes up, you let me know. Great, great. Now we know for a fact, Jay is way outside of the realm, and we can follow up with him in a year. Now we put his name in the January folder, and on the 1st of January, guess whose name pops up? Hey, here he is. Great.
Hey, when he said that he was gonna call your neighbor on the 2nd, because he's gonna be hungover, what did you all do? Laugh. Right. If you make that person laugh on the phone, do you think they're gonna talk to you again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So my point is you'll hear him say it over and over again. He'll have different little quips and jokes and things that he throws into the conversation. If you do that, instead of being like, okay, I will give you a call on the 4th of, and you start going super scripty. And you guys hear me say this ad nauseum, but when you're talking to the people on the phone, talk to them like you're talking to your best friend. Relax. Like if you're sitting there, like if you see me on the phone, I'm usually like lean back in my chair, my feet are up on something. And they always yell at me about my feet and stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like the reason that like I am that way is if I'm relaxed and I'm really enjoying the conversation, just talking, then it doesn't feel scripted. I know what I'm gonna say because I've already gone through these scripts and I've memorized them, internalized them, all that. So I can make it into my own. I know what the next question is gonna be, but if I'm relaxed and I'm having a good time during that conversation, they're gonna have a good time during that conversation. If I'm sitting there looking at my script and I'm like this and I'm really uncomfortable and I'm like, okay, so when would you like to move? They can hear that over the phone. And nobody wants to talk to that guy. You guys get that phone call from, hi, is this Jay Bookaford?
You know, they say your name wrong, they mess it up,
That's the first time we're.
yeah.
You should hear.
But you get the point. Everybody gets those, you know, telemarketer calls, nobody wants to talk to them because they sound like a telemarketer. If you don't sound like that, they're gonna want to talk to you.
I love it. I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since it is the day after Monday, I just want to remind you, if you didn't finish your follow-up, make sure you spend some time doing that. Eliminate the gray. Let's just get an answer, whatever the answer is. It is totally okay. You can just give me an answer and let's just get clear on what we're gonna do. Because if you're ready to order, I want to be there for you. And if you're not, that's okay. It's all good. Let's just find out. All right, get out of here. We'll catch up with you guys 11:45 for recap. Lender is in the house at 11:45. Just talking through lending questions and anything that you got going on right now. All right, we'll catch up with you later. Peace.
Money Tuesday.
Starting Monday, Yes. Love it.
It does not look like it is. I'm glad I asked.
That one. Let's start down in it. Military.
It's got the email that I sent to him yesterday.
Yeah.
Jenny wrote. If you want it.
That you put yourself as the client? Yeah.
It's so nice to look at her. Unsecurity email. There's like 5 emails.
Clean,
I also pull everything in.
organized. Yeah, you do sort everything when it comes in. Good for you.
There's stuff in my like inbox.